This is 13 Minutes. I'm Elliot Reeves. My guest today is Stephen Rowan. Stephen, it's brilliant to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me on. This is a massive privilege. Firstly, I can't believe that this is what it's taken on, a global pandemic. This is the way I'm getting in your show. So long may it continue. I'm only kidding on.
You actually say your name's Stephen Rowan, though, right?
Oh, it's Rowan as in Rowan Tree. Although when I tend to go abroad, especially in America, like they go Rowan, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Otherwise, you correct people all the time. So, although interesting enough, my girlfriend books the hotels, and her surname's Knowles, and they can't understand the Scottish person saying Knowles. So when we check in, we have to say Knowles, and then they look at you, and then they go, and then they go, oh, Knowles.
So let's do a quick introduction. Who is Stephen Rowan?
He's wanted by Interpol, FBI, with the start. So broadcaster, podcaster, actor. I've worn many hats. I've done production. I've done set management, art direction. I've trained people. I've worked for blue chip companies. I've worked for cool brands, super cool brands. Serial entrepreneur. I've pretty much done it all. I've never been in jail though. Yeah, never been in jail, never been arrested, never had a report sent to the Procurator Fiscal, which is always a good thing. Yeah.
There's still time.
Well, yep. Hopefully not within the next 15 minutes.
So, tell me, how have you been finding the whole lockdown thing? How have you been managing yourself?
Well, interesting. When I say interesting, because you have to put that at the beginning of a long story. Interesting. When it started off, I had a list of about 16 things I wanted to do each day. This was like doing a Udemy course, doing a masterclass course, going for a walk. I got a rowing machine at the house. Big shout out to Everyday Athlete Gym in Glasgow. And I'd planned to do all this stuff, and then I was just like waking up, and hours were elapsing, and I decided I wanted to go and get a full-time job. So I went and applied, and I got a full-time job with a company delivering pharmaceuticals and other things around Scotland. So the whole list of doing things has went out the window, and I feel so much better for getting out and seeing parts of Scotland.
Awesome. Huh. You have been doing a bit of walking though, right?
Yeah, so I've been doing 5 miles a day with a weighted vest on, and it's supposed to be relaxing, but you just want to grab people's heads and like put them in a wheelie bin, because they're just either trying to have a conversation this way across a path so that you have to walk through the middle.
Yeah.
And you're like, what, stand to the side, and they don't seem to get it. So I've not slapped anyone yet, although there are a lot of people that I think would benefit from just a slap. Obviously not the women, because, you know, violence against women's never on, full stop. But there's a couple of guys that like, you should know better. So it's relaxing, it's fun. It's good to go and get your 10,000 steps. As much as it's good to exercise in the house, I think it's really important to go outside, get that vitamin D, get the fresh air, no matter where you are. And actually go out and see stuff and get your head to refocus and stuff, which is at a long distance, a short and a medium distance. I think that's really important for health.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I know exactly what you mean, actually, because I've been doing walks along the Union Canal, and you get people that are walking like side by side, and it's like, why not just go uniform? There's no way this is 2 meters. I could literally touch you.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember that game, and it was like robots when you were growing up. And it's just like, if you were just like walk down like that, and then it's just like those people were like 2 meters and you could hit them, and then you should just go, you should have known better. Of
Like
course, you might get in trouble for that.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah. I love that game.
So I've got a few of the kind of deeper questions for you. In what way do you think the world might change as a result of what's happening just now?
I think it's going to change. I think travel is going to be the biggest thing.
Okay.
I think, like, you know, I tend to do like 2 holidays a year. We go long haul, we go to California, we go to Mexico, whatever. And I just think the idea of, say, a 747 jumbo jet takes like 1,000 people or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, that £1,000 and we can take profit out of it or whatever. But there's no way that those 1,000 people can still sit in the plane. Like, how are they going to fit? Cockpits are tiny. So, like, how are they going to pilot it? I just think there's so many things that are going on. Everyone's going, oh, I can't wait to walk down the aisle. And you're like, yeah, and what planet? Like, who's going to want to get in a plane for 12 hours? I think it's going to change. I did think that people would perhaps be a wee bit more thoughtful of each other.
Mm-hmm.
But now I just think that as time goes on, people are getting more frustrated. And as opposed to saying, oh, do you want the last or the second last toilet roll, or do you want to split this pack? Like, people are like, you know, being nasty pricks. Is it okay to swear in this show?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. I'm all for that.
Yeah. People are like behaving like fucking dicks on one side of the fence, and then the other side of the fence, people are being super nice and accommodating, and yeah. And the government, I mean, the stuff going on with Dominic Cummings and, you know, the Scottish First Minister, I mean, it's like, sorry, not a First Minister, her Health Minister. They're like, these people are getting paid, what, 170 grand, theoretically 100. It's like they've been to university, like maybe they've got 1 degree, maybe they've got 2 or whatever. They're in these jobs, and it's like they can't follow the stuff that's coming out their hands or out their keyboards, and then they're going away and doing what they want to do. So I think people are losing a lot of faith in, you know, the establishment. And to be honest, I think if you get 100 politicians in a room, 90% of them probably went into the job with the right idea of what they wanted to achieve. And perhaps some of them end up having to bend or mould themselves into a different set of rules or crossing a number of lines.
Yeah.
10% of them are wrong-uns, and you just see the way that it's all been handled. So, yeah, I don't think we've got an idea of how much it's going to change, and I don't think it's going to change for the better, to be honest. I know there's a thing of clapping yes, but I mean, no politicians turn around saying the NHS have been getting shafted for years and years, like as opposed to clapping. Like, can we agree to like a 20% pay rise or 10% pay rise? No, let's just, you know, go and clap for them. There's all this stuff going on in the background, and then the media's just throwing all this light in an old geezer that's marching up and down. Fair fucks to him. He's done amazingly well. He's raised all this money. But where's investigative journalism? Why aren't they going, oh, what's getting passed in the House of Lords? What's getting passed through the House of Commons? You know, who's buying shares in this company? Who's profiting from this? Mm-hmm. And it's not even to say like that, oh, I'm some mad theory nut that's going about conspiracies. I'm certainly no David Icke. However, like, come on, the fuck? Like, is this the best that we can do? Is this the best we can do in the UK? And we're number 2 behind that maniac in America. Like, this is bizarre. Like, it's bizarre, and it's that thing of like, you know, how to boil a frog. It's like you just put it in lukewarm water and then you heat it up, and then it's boiling and the frog just like gets used to it. I can't help but think that we're getting used to like getting fucked. And at the point where it's going to reach the climax, I think it's going to be too late for pullout. I don't know if that's too graphic for the audience, but I just think we're going down a road at the moment where we should be saying, hey, can someone fucking stand up, be a man, take responsibility, be a woman, or be a person, or be a non-binary transgender, or whatever it is, one of the 5 or 32, can they just stand up and say, we're not going to stand for this? And this isn't me wanting to like mount a revolution. It's just like, do we not deserve better, like, as a people? I think we do.
It sounds like you think that.
I just think we do, and I think at the moment we're just willing to go along. And it's not even just this. It's like, how much do you pay for council tax around here? But
Do you want a
don't need to
figure?
tell me, but I know that. No, no, you don't need to tell me, but I know that it's a lot. It doesn't matter if you're paying the same amount in your street as someone's paying the first housing scheme in Scotland. It's like you still expect normal stuff like graffiti to be removed, for bins to be emptied, for some environmental plan to be in place. And the reality is that it doesn't get done, and we kind of just go along with it. And then as soon as like they want to dazzle us, like they throw a party in Edinburgh and get fireworks out and say we're putting a tram in. I mean, fucking hell, if I lived in your side of the country, I would be raging about the whole tram thing, because now it's like been swept into, oh, that was a story from 5 years ago. What was that supposed to cost, and what does it cost now? And it's not even running the full length of the track. Yeah, it's bonkers. If I said to you, hey, Elliot, can you give me $1,000 and you agree to it? And then I'm like, no, actually, I need $100,000. Am I get it back? Oh, yeah, you'll get some of it back like in 5 to 10 years' time. And then suddenly I'm just like, yeah, I'll give you 2%. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's nuts. Just nuts.
Oh, this is so funny. Brilliant. Dennis, lol, so true, laughing. LMFAO, yeah. Spot on, man, spot on. Good stuff. Just very quickly, if you could wave a magic wand and change one thing about the world, what would it be?
I would like to see I'd like people to be able to see the pain that they're causing others. And I'd like them to be able to feel that pain. And I don't know if that sounds all airy-fairy. I've been to Glastonbury and dropped a knee. I just think there's so much nastiness and there's so much negativity in the world that's caused by people, you know, whether they be up and high or whether they be down low, and they don't really think that there's a massive effect to it. And I'm not talking about, you know, words in social media or whatever. It's just like some of the stuff that goes on the planet, like it's, you know, it's bad. I mean, for Philip Green or whatever, I would love him to feel the pain of all the people that, you know, he's just racked over the financial fires, the people that now don't have a pension or, you know, and he's just like, yay, what are you up to today? Oh, I'm just ordering another 160 million, you know, pound yacht. Yeah, I would like for others to feel the pain it inflicts.
Jeez, that's very real. I like that. Yeah, yeah.
You know, when you go into a restaurant and you see someone being like a world-class cook to a waitress or whatever, either he's having a bad day or he's been brought up without manners, he's on a power trip, he's had too many beers, he's had a fight with someone, and he's just been a world-class cook. And you know for a fact that he wouldn't do it to the manager or a guy of his age, because the guy would say, do you want to step outside or do you want to shut the fuck up?
Mm-hmm.
It's like if he could feel that, you know, the heart that girl's experiencing, he possibly wouldn't behave in that fashion. So
yeah.
that's what I would, if I could wave a magic wand, even if it was for an hour or a 24-hour period, I think the world perhaps improve.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think you're spot on. Put what would it be like, DMT in the water?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that might work. I don't really know enough about that. I wouldn't want people like jumping off a building thinking they could fly. But yeah, if everyone could just do that for one day, I think it would be good.
Yeah, yeah. So what advice or insight would you give to anyone that was having a difficult time just now?
All right, okay, this is my personal favourite. If you're struggling with something, speak to someone, share that burden, share that pain. If you've got something that's going on, it's almost like your head's a squash court, and as soon as that ball's dropped in, if the door's open, it's got the opportunity to bounce outside, and as it bounces out, it'll go, and then it won't be quite as big. It's just going to build up momentum and momentum and momentum and momentum. And it's going to build up so much momentum that it's going to end up crashing through the door and causing destruction. It will injure yourself and it'll possibly injure those around you. So the best thing to do is leave that door open, let that ball go out and discuss it with someone. It might be your mum, your dad, your son, your daughter, your best mate. It may well be the Samaritans. And it's worthwhile saying that Samaritans doesn't have to be just about suicide.
Mm-hmm.
There's breathing space. I'm sure that you've got international listeners. But if there's something that's really bothering you, it might be, you know, if you were to phone me up and say, I've got this issue, I can't fix it, I might be able to go, shit, well, I can't fix it, but I'm in a really great state of mind just now. I can help you, or I will share that burden with you. and then you're immediately going to feel better. We've not fixed the problem. You're going to feel better. And it takes a lot of bravery to do that. But yeah, share it with someone, or yeah, just express yourself. I think as human beings, one of the worst things we can do is hold on to that. It might be about bills. I mean, there's a lot of people that are worrying about bills at the moment. I feel really lucky and privileged that I've got a job just now. And I don't have to worry about it because I'm making a pretty, good wage at the moment. If I'd been laid off from my job and I was in a 0 hours contract or it was on minimum wage is such a fucking joke. I would like to pay you less, but the government says I've got to pay you this. But yeah, if you've got money worries, speak to somebody. Yeah, speak to somebody.
I'm with you, man.
It can be fixed. It can be sorted. But if you keep it yourself, then it can cause a huge amount of damage.
Yeah, yeah. Dennis Kennedy says, "This guy for president." Love it. We've
Dennis, you're intelligent. You're an intelligent man. I like to cut your jib.
We've massively overrun the time here. We're 3 minutes over. This is a catastrophe. Where can people find you, Stephen?
Okay, so you can go on to www.murderdeathkillcommando.com. You can go to do people still do the W? You can go into www.stephenroundshow.com. You can go on to @StephenRoundshow at Twitter, and you can go on to Instagram as well. And I think it's @StephenRoundshow on Instagram as well.
Perfect.
And apart from that, don't kidnap me in the street because still get me flashbacks from last time.
All right, man. I'm going to let you go now, but it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for your frankness. I really, really appreciate that. I think that's what people want to hear. And look after yourself. We shall speak again soon.
My pleasure. And can I just say one thing before I go?
Be quick.
Like, share, subscribe. Go and check out Elliot's show. Go and check out my show. And stay strong. This is going to get better in due course.
Thank you, mate. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Cheers.
You too.